I'm going to speak to you today about the different products that are made by Heaven Sent Hemp, but also I'm going to talk about hemp products generically. And that is because as one of the principal people involved in Heaven Sent Hemp and the company itself, we're restricted by the statutory disclaimer of the FDA, which is based on a 1994 Dietary Supplements and Health Education Act. So you can see the disclaimer. So we have to be careful as manufacturers to basically not say anything about what a product can do. However, the public is not okay with that. They're clamoring, and especially for hemp-related products. So I want you to refer to these sites that are showing here on the screen that will enable you to read a great deal about what the range of things that hemp can do to help the body, because these are independent sites. They're not linked to the sales of products. They can explore what is being observed, and then it's up to individuals to figure out if they want to use the product or if they're obtaining results with the product. So what I want to talk about today is some things that relate to the bioactivity. The way that we manufacture hemp at Heaven Sent Hemp is completely different from the industry standards of using ethanol extraction or CO2, supercritical extraction. And we did that for a very specific reason. So I'm going to show you what I did for 2 years. I've been in practice over 40 years, and I'm trained in neuromuscular assessment. So as a chiropractor that's licensed, I can diagnose and I can treat conditions. As a company that manufactures products, unless we're a drug company, we can't diagnose. And as you saw from the disclaimer, we can't really say anything about what that does. But what's fascinating in the course of seeing patients, and Gage here is with me today, he's a fellow that helps editing things, and I just said to him, I said, is there anything bothering you? And he said, well, I think it's something carpal tunnel. Now that's a diagnosis, so we can't talk about products fixing that. As a chiropractor, I can diagnose it, and I'm going to show you one of the tests that we would use to assess carpal tunnel. But there are so many things, whether it's, enteric problems, gastroenteritis, all different kinds of things. If you look on the sites that I'm telling you about that are here for reference, you can see that a phytocannabinoid product, the whole hemp extract, which is what we make, which also has terpenes and it also has flavonoids in it. Those are additional compounds. They're just an enormous array of potential benefits that we can't tell you about, but that you can learn about. So the key for you is to figure out, with this flood of products in the marketplace, what's working, what's worth the money, because any of the good products, they're not cheap. So what I want to show today for both lay public and for health professionals is what I've worked out with 40 years of experience to figure out quickly, does a product cause cell signaling, which is what turns on the homeostatic signaling network in the body. We can talk about that. It's just a homeostatic signaling network. That's what you want hemp to turn on. And when it does that, then it has all of these effects that the FDA classifies as treatment of drugs and disease and prevention. They don't want anybody to prevent disease either, according to that statutory limitation. So we're not. These products, and what I'm showing you today, does not only relate to Heaven Sent Hemp products. I actually am going to choose another product here. I've got a bunch of them on my desk. And for the 2 years that I was formulating the way that I thought was best for us to extract hemp, I used all the brand leading products. And I'll grab one of them here today, and I'll show you how I came up with what I believe is the best way to make hemp. That's what this video is about. The best way to produce the hemp, the most cost-effective type of hemp, and what's going to do the best for you. You've got to figure out what you're going to use it for. Okay? So part of if we're looking at his situation, it's if it is something related to carpal tunnel, it's an affection of the median nerve. And one of the ways that we look at that with applied kinesiology testing, you hold this together, and I'm going to try to pull apart, and you don't allow me to do that, okay? Be strong. Oh, no, I really, really want you to be strong with that. Pull hard. Okay, and there's almost no strength there. So that's compromised. Okay, over here. Hold this here. pull hard. And that's almost equally weak. Be strong. All right, so that has one of the signs that would tell us that there could be median nerve involvement and there could be carpal tunnel. As a chiropractor, I would go in and I'd look at the cervical spine and I would find the segments that are related to that, and quite often, actually, carpal tunnel is really nothing wrong at all with this. It's actually a nerve problem coming from the neck. We see that all the time. So then I would adjust that, or I could adjust it, and that would be my diagnosis and treatment and then the patient response, okay? But now we're talking about what could be done with a product that could potentially influence that, which we're not talking about the actual treatment of this. We're talking about, does a product turn on the homeostatic signaling network and help homeostasis in the body? So that's what we're talking about. So the little products come in these boxes, and this is a lovely product called a roll-on. And we put that very often on the neck. We put it on the low back. Those are areas that are rich in nerve supply, and that's where we recommend applying this. And let's just see what happens if we use another company's product and apply it. So now I'm going to make a big effort to cover up the label here. I don't want to try to be saying negative things about the company, but this is the most expensive product in the marketplace, and we're rubbing that into the back of the neck, which is what we do with the roll-on. The Heaven Sent Hemp roll-on has 600 milligrams of phytocannabinoids as part of the total extract. It also has terpenes and flavonoids and other things. That's just part of it. When that's on the website, we have to legally, as part of our final product specifications, we have to have the specifications, and that's what we've set, that it has to have 600 milligrams of phytocannabinoids. That's just part of our things. We're not selling it on the basis of that. That's just our final product specification. It also has to be free of contaminants, bacteriological things it can't have. All of those things are available on the website. So let's go back and look at this. Pull strong. Let's try and see if there's any difference there. Pull strong. You know, I've done these thousands and thousands of times. Pull strong. And I think I see maybe a 5%, a very, very small increase. I think there's some difference there. So what would that indicate? That would not indicate that we're treating carpal tunnel. That would indicate that this substance, if there is some change, has contributed through cell signaling to the homeostatic signaling network in the body. That's what we're measuring. Does it doing that? Be strong. I don't see any change there at all. And maybe that did something, but it's, now that product is, like I said, that is the most expensive product in the United States in terms of cost per ounce. And it was also the first in the market with a quality, and it is a quality product. So we'll come in right behind it. This, of course, is, I did this many, many times while I was formulating stuff. And I'm going to roll on probably about the same amount. This stuff in the oral drops, it has 10 milligrams of the phytocannabinoids per recommended quantity to use. All right, so I put it right where I put the other stuff, and let's just see here. We'll go pull strong. So now, in your words, what happened here?
Oh, it's very different, very strong.
Now, when I first saw that, it made absolutely no sense. And I did it time and time again.
It's completely different.
So if it were carpal tunnel, that's a compression here where the nerve comes through this. It's a type of a ligamentous tunnel, and it compresses that. But it's obviously not. We didn't touch this. We did it up here. Mm-hmm. So the whole point of this is, if a product does not a hemp-based product does not do this, and I'm actually going to try and get people for all products. This is not about our product. It's about any hemp product must be able to turn on cell signaling networks in order to tell you that it's a good quality product. And ours does most of the time.